Welcome back to another episode of Norse Studies with Zakk. We're going over the culture of the Teutons. If you haven't watched any of my episodes, they're in 10-minute intervals. We're just reading this together. Feel free to start at any episode that you've missed. Go back through my page. You can catch up with us. It's pretty easy. We're just going to go through this book together, kind of discern what Wilhelm Grönbeck is trying to say about Norse culture. How the words originally stood in the northern version, it is futile to guess. But Saxo's Omen, in particular, seems to hold a true northern idea that such a deed forms an ill-bodying warning. For the rest, fate rules. What is to come will come. But here is a thing breaking out beyond fate. One can and could really say that the fate of kinsmen was burst asunder. The same hopeless keynote rings through the description in the Beowulf. For those of you unfamiliar with Beowulf, you need to get your life together. Everyone should have read Beowulf or something about Beowulf in high school. And if you didn't go to high school or if you didn't read Beowulf, you should really read Beowulf. One of the cool parts about Beowulf nowadays is they have the old language on one page and the English version on another. Still kind of a hard read, but it's a great story. Of the old father's sorrow, when one of his sons has by chance slain his brother, the poet compares him to an old man who sees his beloved son dangling, still young, in the gallows, a desperate illustration for a Germanic poet to use. Then he lifts up his voice in a song of anguish, as his son hangs in the raven's pleasure, and he cannot help him. Old and burdened with days cannot save him. Always he remembers, morning after morning, his son's passing, an heir in his stead he cares not to wait in the castle. Sorrowing he sees his wine hall waste, the chamber wind-swept, empty of joy in his son's house, the gallows rider sleeps, the hero in his grave. No sound of harp, no pleasure now in the homestead as there once was. He takes his way to the couch, sings a sad chant, lonely over the lonely one, everywhere, in the fields as in the home. There's too wide a space, so raged sorrow in the prince of the waiters. Sorrow for his son Haralbild. In no wise could he gain payment for that killing through the life of the slayer, nor by rewarding the young hero with bitter doings towards him, though he had no love for him. Misery held him fast from the day that the wound was dealt to him until he passed out from the joyous world of men. But Frith demands more than that kinsmen should merely spare each other. So, Frith, that's pretty self-explanatory. Frith, in order to be practicing Frith properly, it's not just sparing your kin from pain. Thorkel Surson was a weak character. He was content to place himself in an equivocal position when he kept his place among his brother-in-law's avengers. He says to Gisli, "I will warn you if I come by news of any plans against you, but I will not render you any such help as might bring me into difficulties." Gisli evidently regards such caution as a dishonest compromise with conscience. Such an answer as you have given me here, I could never give to you, and I could never act in such a way, he retorts. A man will ride in company with his kinsman's adversaries. Oh, I read that wrong. A man will not ride in company with his kinsman's adversaries. A man will not lie idle while his kinsman's suit is in progress. And the fact that the same kinsman has nailed his brother-in-law fast to his bed by night is plainly of no weight in Gisli's judgment.
A man does not seek round by a back way to offer his kinsman a trifle of help. No. When the latter is finally outlawed, he must at least be able to count on support. This seems in all seriousness to be Gisli's idea. Page 25. And Gisli is in the right. Frith is something active, not merely leading kinsmen to spare each other, but forcing them to support one another's cause, help and stand sponsor for one another, trust one another. Our words are too dependent for their strength on sentimental associations to bear out the full import of clan feeling. The responsibility is absolute, because kinsmen are literally the doers of one another's deeds. So let's say we're trying to practice Frith now, right? So it's not just if my brother steals my horse, I'm not going to bring judgment upon him, or, let's see, there's got to be a better analogy for this. So if somebody comes and tries to kill my brother, and I'm not really practicing Frith if I don't go to protect him, right? And it's not just me not protecting from my family from pain or from death, or me bearing arms against family. It's also me, if somebody brought arms against my brother and my brother wanted to enact revenge upon that person, I need to be there when he needs me. That's Frith. So it's deeper than just us not fighting, or me avenging him when he's gone. It's also me taking care of my kin while we're alive. So his cause is my cause. We are the doers of each other's deeds. Which can also be kind of a curse too, because say I really have a crappy brother and he goes and does something stupid, now my whole entire family is, we're responsible for that. I'm going to stop right there. If you guys want to get something else out of these videos, if you want them to be longer, if you want them to be shorter, please comment below. Rate, comment, subscribe. It helps me out. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.